Welcome back into the tutorial series in which we are looking into the insights of meshing. And over here, we are going to look at the manual setup for meshing, the manual controls which are available for us to select the size, select the type in a smaller area if we want to refine our mesh. So all those details will be covered and you will be explained the different options which we have. So let's look at it. We are going to check the manual setup of element and nodes. So we have options of face meshing, edge meshing, and then we have sphere of influence, that applies to a complete part or an assembly, but it limits its circumference or a boundary to the sphere which we define. Then we have inflation and a bias factor which we can define. So this is the type of interface you will look where there are different options which are available. So we'll look at into these options when we go to ANSYS. The part of node merging and node moving will be covered in next video, which is a complete different video available. So the interface where we can select the inflation or bias is also something like this. So I'll also explain the behavior, the bias type, and the bias factor. So let's look into the workbench. So we have a workbench module, and if I click on model, I'll have the mechanical interface with me. So over here, we'll look into the details. So where can we find the more detailed information? Over here, when we go to insert, we have the other options available. So in the sizing itself, if I select the complete body, it will apply it as a body sizing. So you can see that the body sizing 4 has been generated. Now over here, if I insert it on a face, so if I click face, which I can also do by Control F. So if I click face, then it will name it as face sizing. So automatically it detects. Then if I click edge, I can also do it by Control E. Then it will automatically detect it as edge and name it as edge sizing. Then for each of the sizing, the type of element or the size of element is available, or I can input the number of divisions. So if I want to have 4 divisions, if I want to have 10 divisions, I can change it to number of divisions and apply 10 over there. So I can keep 10 elements at each position or each half edge which is available to me. Then we have sphere of influence, which will take it as a center, and I'll explain that now. So the sphere center can also be defined, which is over here right now. Then I can define the sphere radius. So so this is 9 mm, and if I want to have more refined mesh in the center part of this cylindrical surface, close to that cylindrical surface, I'll have a size of approximate size of around 7. So let's select 7 over there, and it will make a sphere. So it has made a sphere. It is completely almost covering. So let's reduce it to 6.5 or maybe 6. Okay. And I can select the size of element. So in general, the body sizing will apply. That is the global size of element, which is 1 mm approximately. So I can put 0.5 mm over there and have more refined mesh. Then the other type of bias which is available to me is number of divisions in where. So these are 10 elements which has been defined by me, number of divisions or 10 elements. Over there, I can select the behavior. So I can hard it. What does the behavior as a hard means? It will strictly have 10 elements over here and they will not be overridden. So if I keep it as soft, and if the face is being matched with someone else, some other edge, some other face, or there are other type of elements applied, the size of elements are applied in multiple ways, then they, in the soft behavior, they will be overridden, and the mesh generator will automatically decide what to do. In that case, it can change to 9, 8, or increase to 11, 12, anything. But if I keep it as hard, it will strictly follow number of elements which are given here as 10 on that edge. And the bias type can also be done. So if I want to have smaller number of elements on this side and larger number of elements when I go to center, I can do that. So let me, so over here I can select this bias option is a bias factor, and the bias factor may be 2. So in this it is reverse bias. So let me apply that. So over here I can see that the size of elements over here is 2, and the last size element size will be smaller. So the ratio between that element size and the first element and the last element size is 2. So if I increase it to 5, they'll accordingly change to the ratio of 5. So this element size divided by the last element size will be 5. If I change this pattern to something else, then they'll accordingly change. So now the direction has been reversed. I can also change when I want smaller number of elements at the center and larger number of elements at the circumference or at the ends. And the opposite is also available when I want to have small elements at the edge end, and when I want to have larger elements at the center. So these are the different behaviors and advanced option which we have in sizing. Then the other options which are available are context sizing. So if we have defined different types of contacts or connections, which I have over here, then we can also define the contact sizing. So I need to define a contact region first, which I don't have right now. So we'll define a contact region in the next video. That is only possible when we have multiple number of faces available. So if we have number of faces or number of parts, and there are two faces of different parts in contact, then we can define a contact region. And we'll go into details of contacts and defining contacts such as welded contact, bonded contact, frictionless, frictional in the other video. So other options which are available to me are pinch refinement. So if I want to refine it more, so you can always read this and also press F1 and get all the details. Then we can have face meshing, so which is very much similar to face sizing. Mesh copy, so we can copy the mesh from one body to another body. Master geometry to the slave geometry. Match controls. Pinch means to have us if we want to cut the cut a body or cut an edge into number of edges. So if I click on pinch, primary geometry can be this, and secondary geometry can be another. And now I can define a tolerance, and it will generate some extra nodes if I want. So that is the requirement. I can put a tolerance of 0.5 mm. So it will take it automatically as 5 mm because I have defined that the unit system over here in the bottom. The other inflation is also available. So in inflation, it is for specific boundaries where if there are fasteners available when a load is being applied along a face, then in the inflation, I can increase the number of elements, decrease the number of elements. And gasket joints, if there are any gaskets or fasteners, we can use gasket. For the node merging, we'll go into the another video which will have more details of node merging and all the steps related to it. So we'll stop over here. Thank you.